Morning.
Morning. Happy Friday Eve, everyone.
I think you're excited for the weekend, Heather. You've been saying Friday Eve all morning.
I'm excited for the weekend, even though I don't have I actually do have some exciting plans this weekend, now that I remember.
Oh, do you care to share?
Yeah, we'll be going to Crystal Mountain to do a little bit of skiing.
That sounds
nice.
The
first skiing of the season, and our friend and coworker Trevor Drew's birthday is coming up. So we're kind of using that as an excuse to ski, but also kind of have fun with him too.
Nice. Well, that'll be a nice birthday treat.
It will. And I hope, especially with our temperatures being cool enough to make some snow, a lot of that snow will be man-made. So I hope it's going to be good conditions. But last week we were talking about it. I was like, if it was last weekend, no. Conditions were not good. Our temperatures were in the 40s. It's like 42. I was like, no. So yeah, I'm excited for that.
So that'll be the first time this season that you've skied, right?
Yeah. And I only went once last year because the conditions weren't great. And then every time I was forecasting snow, I was working. So that was hard, especially when I was working Joe shift, because getting up that early and driving an hour and then coming to work doesn't work out very well. So, I only had one. I had a season pass last year and I went once. Not a good use of that. So I didn't buy one this year, just knowing that.
Yeah.
It could be a weird winter. So
hope you have a fun time. And I know, well, Nancy doesn't always watch, seeing if she's in the chat here. She loves ski. Nancy lives downstate.
Oh.
She comes up to ski in northern Michigan once in a while. So I haven't heard from her, but people are already saying hi, guessing for the weather quiz. There was a lot of talk about ice cover or the lack thereof this morning, Heather.
Yes, lack thereof for sure. So we'll start with the weather quiz. If you guys have any questions about the weekend forecast, we'll take a look at that. Brendan will read your comments. Any other thoughts, Brendan, before we get started?
Not at this point.
Okay.
I'm sure.
I need some water before I start talking. My throat's dry.
Heather's debuting a new dress this morning. She does not have her snacks out. If you've
been
watching the past 2 days, Heather's been munching during the Facebook Live.
And I was going to bring them, but I knew I was running tight on time and I had to go do other things and then get the weather quiz and everything stacked in my show.
Yeah.
So it was organized for everybody. So I didn't stop by the fridge. Didn't really have time for that. So we might have...
So you have the ingredients.
Oh, yeah. My turkey and Colby Jack and my cashews are waiting for me. Don't worry.
That sounds really good.
Yeah. Oh, now my stomach is like growling, and it wasn't growling before. I didn't think I was that hungry.
I'll go grab. You do your thing. I'll go grab it.
Okay. Thanks, Brendan.
Do you mind, Gib? I'm going to go. There you go.
Also, my cashews, Brendan, are in my purse.
Oh, geez.
So if you want to in the back, yeah. I think, yeah, they should be. They're just in a bag. Okay, we'll start with our weather quiz. So pop in the answer if you guys think you know the answer. A, B, or C will do. I know with numbers it could be a little bit more challenging. So currently we're seeing less than 1% of ice cover on the Great Lakes. Where were we at this time last year? So looking at archive data, we found where we were at last year was at 1.7, 2.3, or was it 3.5? And I'll show you right now. We'll start off with the ice cover. I wasn't going to, but I will now. Here's a look at our current ice concentration map. We'll zoom in to the only part of the map where you can see any ice. And there's a little bit in the Bay, Green Bay area, closer to Escanaba and things, but we're seeing it just mainly in the northern part of Lake Superior, about 90 to 100% right in that northern smaller bay. Thunder Bay, just east of there, seeing a little bit more. But yeah, we're not seeing a whole lot of ice, and that a big part of that is our above normal temperatures for the entire month of December. And we're not even seeing, we finally have some cooler temperatures now, but it's not even enough to freeze all the lakes over, even close to where we should be at this time. We are seeing some lake effect snow this morning, especially in the northern lower. So especially along I-75, if you were in any part of those counties, Otsego, even Sheboygan. We're looking at Emmett, Charlevoix, Antrim, Kalkaska, Misaki. We're seeing that snow this morning. So if you're heading anywhere, just know the roads could be a little bit slick with that snow around. We are going to start to see that dwindling by the afternoon. So this is around lunch hour. We'll see a flurry or two if you are in the eastern upper peninsula, especially close to Whitefish Point, and then over Sault Ste. Marie, could see an additional flurry. And then we'll just see a little bit of clearing through the evening. So that's around 10 o'clock tonight. Now, tomorrow morning, we'll wake up to a little bit of some clear skies, and then we'll see a lake effect band making its way across the eastern upper peninsula by the afternoon. We're not expecting a whole lot of snow accumulation with this. And that's just kind of past dinner hour. We'll start to see it moving into the northern parts of the northern lower. Or at least eastern upper, sorry. Snow on the ground right now, we are seeing a little bit more because we did see a little bit of some snow yesterday. So, and then this morning too, this is accounting this morning. So we're seeing about 1 to 3 inches of some snow in the northern lower in those snowbelt regions. And then as you head east and even south, we're seeing less and less, so closer to an inch or a trace in those spots. As far as what we can expect for our highs today, Brendan, you're a gem. We have snacks now, everyone. Scattered flurries and cold is the weather story in the eastern upper peninsula, especially when you factor in the wind chill. We are going to see cooler temperatures getting closer to the teens, maybe even single digits, especially tonight, but scattered flurries around, not widespread snow by any means. Some sun and clouds for the northeastern northern lower, temperatures mainly in the upper 20s, and we could reach 30 over in Northport into Traverse City. Upper 20s on the shoreline of Lake Michigan, isolated flurries and then clouds. We'll see isolated flurries for our southern counties and then clouds later in the day. Tonight, a cooler evening. We're sitting in the teens and 20s, partly cloudy skies and some cool weather in the eastern upper. And then we'll see partly cloudy skies with cool weather in the northeastern northern lower as well. A little bit warmer with those temperatures in the upper 20s on Lake Michigan side and inland, low 20s. This is tonight. We'll see partly cloudy, maybe a little bit more clouds inland. And those lows in our southern counties, teens, and then 20s as well. Here's a look at our extended forecast. We keep talking about snow. We finally have snow back in the forecast this weekend. We're not expecting a lot of snow, but we are going to see some snow around with cloudy skies both Saturday and Sunday. Monday looks like we'll see a break from that with some very overcast skies. That's why I got like the grayish clouds in there. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, that's where we're keeping our eye on for a bigger winter system. We could see some. It really depends on where this tracks. If it tracks more south, we're going to expect more snow and ice and sleet. If it tracks more to the north, we're going to see quite a bit of snow, heavier snow at times. And then the wind will really start to pick up later in the day on Tuesday. But it looks like Wednesday will be the day that we will have blustery conditions across northern Michigan. So that's where we're keeping our eye on for the next big weather maker here. So we'll keep you posted.
Now, you, Joe, Trevor, the whole weather team, keeping a very close eye on that.
Yes. Okay. So, last week was the joke with Joe and even Trevor is like blah weather. This week, yesterday's joke is now, or at least not joke, but the talk of our weather team is active weather finally.
It seems like, that's going to be the case for a bit here.
Mm-hmm. Which keeps me busy. And
yeah,
also I like to see snowflakes this time of year.
Yeah.
For the obvious reason of this weekend and then for other people too. And even our camera, I'll show you right now, our Bel Air camera, they've been making snow like all morning.
Oh, the ski lift is even
moving. And the ski lift was moving and is, And there's snow falling too, in addition to their snow guns going off because there's quite a bit of snow over Antrim County this morning. So good news for us.
That's what people like to see.
Yes.
Things in motion, We have people sharing weather reports, have some questions for you, Heather, guesses for the weather quiz. We'll get right to it. We have Christopher, and I see your weather report this morning. It's 25 and cloudy in Farmington Hills. Our friend Susan Radke is watching. I hope your recovery is going well, Susan. Got Paul watching from Rogers City. Gail saying good morning to all. 24 in flurries in Kingsley. Joel's watching from the Pleasanton Patriots Pub, 24 degrees and a dusting of snow on the ground. Our other friend Susan Lash Sims watching again from Kalkaska, cloudy, 22 degrees. Christopher's guessing 1.7%. That was my guess too this morning, Christopher. Susan Radke is guessing 3.5%. Our friend Tom is watching. I had mentioned there are some questions for Heather. Tom's one of them asking a question. He's saying, hi to the team, Brendan, Heather, and Gib. It's 26 degrees and cloudy in Plainwell. Planning on a trip to Holland for some shopping today. They have those heated sidewalks in Holland. So even if it snows, you don't have to worry about.
Wait, what? I didn't know that. I've never been to Holland, so.
I went there just a couple of months ago, I think it was.
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago.
Yeah, Holland, beautiful. I went to Grand Haven and Saugatuck as well. I feel like there's another place we went. But anyway, it was really fun to explore that part of the state.
Yeah.
I had been to Muskegon and areas like that, but never Grand Haven, never Holland. But anyway, there's this big system You should look it up. I think you'd really be fascinated, Heather. But
I am really interested because back home, a lot of our friends on the lakes, well, they all have heated driveways because they're like sloped.
Ooh, fancy.
So I knew
Heated
that was
driveways.
a thing.
Yeah.
And that's always been a dream. If I live up north permanently and have a house, I want a heated driveway.
Ooh, that would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Just start saving. I've never looked into a heated driveway. I imagine it'd be a little extra
Well, when you're
cost.
dealing with heating elements in concrete or cement, whatever, it's expensive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't even know how much those run, but it's a dream. One can dream.
So I'm not sure if anybody knows, but I don't know if it's just the downtown sidewalks in Holland or if it goes past downtown. If anybody knows, let us know. I think that'd be interesting to know. But yeah, there's a whole lot of news stories and things like that
Wow.
being done on the system there in Holland. But anyway, so Tom's doing that. By doing that, I mean going to be in Holland, maybe checking out the heated sidewalks.
Probably walking the heated sidewalks, right?
He's heading back to Traverse City tomorrow. Heather wants to know if there are any. Heather, he wants to know, are there any weather issues on Friday?
Friday is looking pretty quiet. We'll just be under this, pretty calm air mass. The one thing with Friday is we'll see a little sun through the clouds, but then clouds will arrive. Our only other weather that we'll see Friday is kind of that snow isolated to the eastern upper peninsula. So as far as northern lower goes, we're good.
Okay. We have Paula also saying happy Friday Eve, just like Heather.
See? Not just me.
24 and snow on the ground for Paula there in Boyne Falls. Susan Lash Sims is guessing 2.3%. Paula is guessing 3.5%. Paul's guessing 2.3%. Susie Q is watching as well. Hello, 27 degrees. She's in Traverse City. Not much snow. She's on her way to Weight Watchers with her husband driving. He has an appointment today and tomorrow. And
yes, Mr. Uber driver, right?
Jackie calls her husband the Uber driver, but you know what?
Okay.
Jackie very well may call Ron her Uber driver as well, driving from Frederick. She loves your dress, Heather.
Thank you.
And she's guessing B, 2.3%. What else do we have here? Pat, watching from Fenton, not too far from Flint, 28 degrees for Pat. Thanks for chiming in. Joel is guessing 2.3%. Christopher does have that question. And maybe, I was busy getting snacks, so maybe you already said it and I didn't hear. He wants to know, although we are still pretty far out, he wants to know what the models are saying about next week's storm.
Yeah. It's looking like, I thought it would at least yesterday, and this is how it's already changing. And it really depends on the storm track. And especially with El Nino, we favor a southerly storm track with those low pressure systems that develop. So I think it's a likely possibility that we will see snow, but it also could turn into rain, sleet, and more of an ice storm depending. Right now I have snow in the forecast because that's what the models are showing most. But I will show you. Take this with a grain of salt, everyone. I will pull out the models. I will not do this on live TV because I don't have enough time to explain everything on the morning show.
Yeah.
And I just don't like showing these as much, but I will show you guys. This is the Euro model. This is usually when we err more on the side of, but I'll just show you. That is the weekend. So some snow Saturday, snow around Sunday. This is Monday. And then we'll start to see, hold on. There's Tuesday morning. So it looks like it starts to make its way in Tuesday in the eastern upper first. See heavier snow. You see over the lake, though, there's that pink color. And our temperatures, even in the northern lower, are going to be above freezing. So winds will start to pick up, too. You can see the winds wrapping around the low pressure system Tuesday night. So they'll start to pick up Tuesday night. And then that's Wednesday morning. And you can see those northerly, northwesterly winds off the lake. If that actually pans out and that storm tracks that distance, we will see pretty breezy conditions. Blowing snow will be an issue. And we talked and briefly mentioned if this is actually going to pan out this way, I'll call a weather warn day, especially because of low visibility snow and ice on the roads. Let's pull out the GFS model. This is the American model.
And Heather, before I forget, explain what a weather warn day is for people who don't know.
Yes. So weather warn days are days that we as meteorologists kind of discuss. as high impact weather days where you should probably stay inside and not travel as much if you can, but also just being weather aware that visibility will be an issue. Roads won't be as clear as they normally are. And I like to call them on icier days and wind, especially if you're going to be outside for any reason. So Joe and I kind of are on the same page with that stuff of definitely use them sparingly. I don't like throwing them around like the Christmas blizzard. Those are weather worn days. I know other meteorologists I've seen are calling this a lot earlier, but I would rather wait to gain more confidence before I call that. Either way, we're kind of planning on Madison being in the weather tracker truck either Tuesday or Wednesday to kind of show you guys what's going on the roads too. So that's weather worn day.
And we'll be able to give you the real-time road information, the conditions. If you do have to head out, we actually got a brand new weather tracker truck with new graphics on it and everything. So yeah, that's a good way.
Fun.
If you, again, have to head out, you can see what things are like before you head out the door. So that's all from 4:30 to 7. That's when we have our morning show on the TV side. We also have the live stream, of course, too. So if you're not in Northern Michigan, you can always watch that. So anyway, yeah, you want to show another model, Heather?
Yeah, so this is GFS now. You can see how different they are. The snow started a lot earlier in the eastern upper peninsula, but the GFS is showing it a little bit later and a little bit more south. So there's snow, rain, snow mix where that pink line is, maybe freezing rain. Winds will pick up. Similar story on Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. But then look, Wednesday morning, all that's pretty much quickly moving out of the area. So the fact that the timing is not agreeing on this at all, that's why I'm not saying with 100% confidence here. But that is the two possibilities. Also, storms can track wherever they favor the most. So we'll keep you posted.
All right. Yeah, good question, Christopher. I know a lot of people asking that, thinking the same thing. And it's nice to have this time for Heather to be able to explain kind of what's going on.
Yeah, it's some real life meteorologist thought process. Yeah.
So Susan says she's at the northern end of Kalkaska, about a mile from Mansalona, not getting snow where she is this morning.
That's surprising, just given the fact that Mansalona usually gets hit harder than anyone right now with any lake effect, but I believe it.
We have Alice, our friend and weather watcher, reporting from Alpena. She said, "Hi, Brendan and Heather. Little snow here in Alpena."
She gave me an update about the possum today too, Brendan.
Oh, Pete the possum? What's going on with Pete?
She said that he's hanging out in the bird feeder.
Oh, he's still around?
But he hasn't been up on the porch at all, so she hasn't been worried about it.
Okay. So Pete the possum is still around Alice's
Petey
house.
is still kicking over in Alpena.
We have Jennifer, Sarah's mom.
Again?
She said, "Morning from Troy to Brendan, Heather, and Gib. Clear and dry down here. Enjoy your day." Will do, Jennifer. She's becoming a regular now. Thanks for watching, Jennifer. Alice is guessing the first choice, 1.7%. Nancy's watching from East Jordan. Sandy saying good morning from Maple City. She's guessing 2.3%. Susan Radke started occupational therapy. Her surgery was more complicated than expected.
Ooh.
Well, I'm glad you're getting into therapy.
Yeah, I'm glad you're okay now. But
Yeah.
I know, therapy is a long process with recovery and stuff.
Yeah.
But important part of that.
Especially with, I think it was a thumb surgery, right?
Yes.
Doug is watching from Epiphet, 21 degrees with the light dusting of snow. Have a great weekend and be safe, folks. Always nice to hear from Doug from time to time. Sandy has her own prediction from Sandy's Weather Center. She said, "I'm going to predict that we are going to get blasted," with a crying emoji, laughing face.
I would like that myself, just because ski conditions will be real nice, but we'll see. Sandy, we'll verify that later.
Christopher said, "Thanks for the information, Heather. I know that we are a long way out, but just wanted your thoughts on it. That's why I follow meteorologists on Facebook and the National Weather Service offices as well."
Yes. Definitely be leery of which meteorologist you're looking at right now, because there are some that are really throwing stuff at the wall, hoping it sticks. And there might not even be fully degreed meteorologists taking screenshots of models right now. So Twitter is kind of frustrating me at the moment. So just know that, consider the source that it's coming from, and then go from there.
Just watch us every day at 8:35 here in the digital studio.
Yeah, just come to me. I prefer
4:37.
that, but I'm just saying, verify your sources.
We have 3 meteorologists here on staff, and either one of them.
Yeah, check in with Joe.
Trained.
Weather Wednesday was yesterday. I don't know. Were they live yesterday for Weather Wednesday?
I think so.
Okay.
In the digital studio, Joe and Maya.
I was going to say if it was
I saw
Wednesday.
them pop
then.
up. So Heather, Joe, Trevor, we're your trusted source. Yep.
Yes. We would like you to trust us the most.
And we understand we have to earn your trust as well. So. But I appreciate you're just being so transparent, Heather. And I'm sure other people appreciate that as well.
Yeah.
We have Susan reporting light snow at Akiak Lake. Jennifer said, got to keep you on your toes. You and Heather are entertaining and informative. That's what we strive to be.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Jennifer. Sandy's working 5 days next week, so she'll be jumping on the week after. Thanks for the heads up, Sandy. When Mark Watkins was around, he would go to the dentist office where Sandy worked.
Oh, right. That's the Sandy.
So Mark and Sandy met in person.
Mm-hmm.
Susan loves the Amazon commercial with the 3 senior women sledding. I haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen that.
Adam, our friend and coworker, may be getting a puppy soon. Let's hope he'll like the snow.
I don't think he has a choice. If he's in Northern Michigan, he's got to deal with it, you know?
This is information to me, Adam. That sounds
exciting. What kind
exciting.
of puppy, Adam? I need to see pictures.
Yeah, we're going to be going back as soon as we're done here. We'll have to get some pictures, ask some questions to Adam. Sounds like not a whole lot of sleep is in your future with the new puppy.
Oh my gosh, right? Like, it is like having a kid.
I know we trained Benji when he was a little guy, potty training.
You were around for all of that, so
I was.
You're getting flashbacks, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's quite a job, but so worth it. A couple more people to say hi to. Well, Christopher also saying that he's following the people who are real meteorologists, such as you, Heather, and Keith down in a sister station in Kalamazoo.
Love Keith. Definitely follow him.
Yep.
Him and Jeff are great over there. So is Will and all the other meteorologists. But Jeff and Keith have been on this storm already, throwing stuff out there. So.
Yep. Yeah, WWMT. And Sandy saying, yes, it's very hard to predict. And we love your honesty. Appreciate and love, she says. Okay, now we're all caught up. Almost 9 o'clock. What's the answer, Heather?
Yeah, so currently we are seeing less than 1% of ice cover on the Great Lakes. Where were we at this time last year? We are at 3.5%. So 2.7, or at least 2.3, sorry, in 2021. And then 1.7 in 2020. So just kind of how we're comparing to last winter, but still well below average. And I don't know, our low temperatures at night might help a little bit of that, but when we're above freezing during the day, it makes for some challenging conditions, at least for that. So
Adam said, I will get you pictures. Adam has 2 kids and he works in the morning. I don't know what sleep is anymore. It's a good point, Adam.
Yeah, I get that. Keeps you busy, though.
Susan Lash Sims, 2 for 3. Joel's 2 for 3. And Paula, 3 for 3. Susan Radke says, woohoo. Maybe she got the question right. I can't remember what she said. Christopher, 1 for 3. On this Thursday, we will see you back here tomorrow.
Yes.
For our Friday edition. It's already Friday. This is a
Friday Eve.
A shortened work week for us, and I'm sure a lot of people as well. So, all right. Well, thanks for joining us. Hopefully, you got some information. I know I did from Miss Bricca as we watched this potential incoming storm. Is that safe to say, Heather?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. We'll keep our eye on that, and we'll see you guys right back here tomorrow.